Okay, I want to talk about how to find local experts, how to find excellent realtors to help you when you're comping land, when you're working leads. We've had a number of deals submitted to us at Ground Up Partners, our land funding company, where they had never done business there, and it's not a straightforward market. It's similar to this area of California where it's hilly and a bit complex to comp and really figure out all the variables, yet they didn't have any conversations with local realtors, and that is how you lose money in land. So we're going to talk about this because it's often a hurdle. People are afraid to call realtors, and it really comes down to how you start the conversation. Don't think about you, think about them and their incentives. And their incentive is to get listings and make money. And so if they're at all a decent realtor, when somebody calls them within 30 seconds, they're going to be making a decision, whether consciously or subconsciously. Is this person a legitimate client or are they wasting my time? Realtors have to bifurcate. They have to watch out because anyone with experience will have had clients who wasted their time. And so we approach it where I tell my acquisition guys they've got to let the realtor know within 30 seconds, one way or another, that we will be a client. And so a great way to do that, in Florida, for example, we were comping some lots in the Panhandle. We do a ton of business down south. And so my guys would say something along the lines of, our realtor down south, who normally does our listings, just doesn't know this area. So we're looking for someone else. And we didn't say it directly, but we just implied that we give multiple listings to our realtors in the markets we do business. Or, we're just buying for the purpose of resale. Do you like to list land? Is that something you do regularly? And that question is important too. Figure out if land is their bread and butter. Is it just a one-off? I'll show you in a second. I guess I'm kind of doing this backwards, but I'll show you in a second how I find the realtors to call. Um, Happy to pay you a couple $100 to help us comp on the front end here, and they'll never take you up on it. And along with that, that just builds such a trust and confidence of, okay, this person isn't going to waste my time. And so I really like the is land worth your time question because that'll help you figure out. They'll pretty quickly say, oh, yeah, I sell it all the time. I know land really well. Or, yeah, I'm selling $2 million houses. I don't want your $50,000 lot. And that's fine. That's fine. There's some realtors where it doesn't make sense for them to list your land. So make sure you start with making it clear to them that you are going to be a client, you aren't going to abuse their time. And then once you've done that, then you can ask them questions and establish whether or not they're competent. But backtracking a bit, I like to go to the market and look for people that have sold recently. Now, this is a spotty market as far as sales. It's decently built out. These are big parcels, but most of them have houses on them. And so it's going to be harder to find a realtor that has listed over and over and over again. But if you're in a dense infill area where there's huge volume, it tends to be easy. You look around and you see a name or two names that pop up consistently, call those people. Now, in this case, I'm going to go for the quality of the listing more than anything. So let's just look around. Okay, they had drone shots done. I like the outline. Yeah, this looks good. It doesn't appear to have been a lot where you could get dramatic views. This is pretty flat. Looks like it might have been a cloudy day, but right away, decent listing. They put time into the shots, and yeah, I like the short and sweet, enthusiastic. No spelling errors that I'm seeing as I'm doing this. So I'd call Greg. He had all the utility information in here, sold it relatively quickly, just below ask. Yeah, I would definitely call Greg. He would be one. Let's see. Ooh, that looks really good. Yeah, right away. This realtor put time and effort into this. These are great photos that catches your attention. It's so green and blue. Got her email. Let's see. I don't like that her phone number isn't here, but on the MLS, I bet it's on the MLS for realtors looking at this. So that's not a big deal. Um, Again, decently written here. She clearly put time and effort into this. I'd call her too and kind of go through all the screening questions that we just went through. Okay, 3 acres. Those pictures aren't great, but it's just not the prettiest of areas. Who do we got? We have Rachel. Hmm. Listing was a little long, and I did feel that way about the last listing too. A little bit long, but oof, this one went way under ask. You never know, might not have had anything to do with the realtor. Could have, the engineer could have found something with the soils, or she put percolate here. I'm wondering if maybe it needed some extremely engineered septic. Who knows? But I wouldn't be as keen to call her when those other listings looked so good and sold close to ask. I'd pick three. Look for one more. Again, good pictures. Sold last month. Oh, another Rachel. Okay. Or Rochelle. Well, given that, then I would call Rochelle because I've already found two land listings recently that she sold. So I would call her and figure out what happened with that listing that went so far under ask. Here's another one. Oof, way under ask. And maybe that's just this side of the subdivision has more problems. Who knows? But I would talk through it with her and screen her as well. So that's how I do it. It's really simple, but I think the biggest misstep people make is not showing the realtor or sharing with the realtor right away that they're going to be a client, and then the realtor doesn't want to share anything because they think they're getting their time wasted. So that's probably the most important part of this video. But that's how we've been finding realtors in markets all across the country for years and years.